Yes, the starting of the bismuth. I mean business. So, has everybody gotten themselves a superhero identity after you've gotten your powers? And if you want to give yourself something more, some equipment or something else, and we'll just go over. Yeah, let's just go over everything to make sure everybody's up to date. I feel like that's important. So let's start with the basics. The most important basic is the fact that uh, all of you need to fill out your archetype now. Your archetype is kind of going to be obvious based on what powers you got.
Hmm.
Uh, so, for example, the person that is currently carrying around uh, demonic power armor and stuff has got the archetype of magic user. Or also, uh, yeah, let's see. The other one that would fit for that is magical being to represent the all the magical gear that you're basically strapped on. Point is, you need to define an aspect, Catherine, that defines that uh, relatively soon. Meanwhile, the mummy either is a magic user who's also a mummy, or a magical being now that you're a mummy in Iceland, in Ashland code. I
Okay.
the aspect don't make it something that's a spellcaster. You know, you know, uh, verbose language. Yeah. And meanwhile, Cora has it pretty easy because they're adept, so they can basically just be like nano machine, son.
Yeah, I guess I'd be a
And
tech archetype.
yeah, yeah, adept, because you're basically just a normal human, still just slightly enhanced, and with a big gun. And Tony has got it. Kiri's got it with the All American
Until the
Lumberjack.
nano machines take over more.
Yay, All American Lumberjack.
Yep.
Yay. America, Lumberjack, Knife. What what could go wrong? It's not like this he's made of moss or anything weird. It's not like that's a thing. I mean, on the plus side, he's also super strong and able to
Yep.
throw things. Uh, and he can tank damage, and he can move really fast, and he can punch really hard.
These are all very important traits.
And he also does photosynthesis. So, sometimes he just stands on the roof for a few hours naked. You
This
know,
sounds like a good way to get arrested.
well, that or get a greenhouse.
Or a UV lamp.
And then just sunbathe under it naked.
Good, good idea. Like, go to like one of those tanning booths that do UV things, and just go there in like a speedo.
Speedo.
Hey, he'd look good in one. He's a lot more muscular.
And then he comes out a lot greener than when he went in.
I'll ask for my money back because I don't think that's supposed to happen.
I mean, for most people, yes. Most people also aren't plantimals.
Planimal. A platypus.
Yeah, he's a plantimal. He's a Leafeon. Look, there's a Honeyton, there's an Umbreon, there's a Leafeon in the group. And I guess Gympon could be the worst Eevee evolution because they're currently coping with the fact that they constantly have to deal with sex traits. And Ty can be the evolution that's Sir not appearing, so Draconion. Despite Draconion being adorable as an idea, little dragon Eevee. Uh, so, and Lana, you guess what Eevee you get to be? I'm waiting for Lana to be like, what Eevee are you me? Diplo? Jim Pond's obviously Glaceon. Lana, the answer is you get to be Espeon. Also, Honeyton is adorable. It's got this front paws. It's like bah, bop, and no one's saying anything.
Hey, yeah, because you're going on a weird tangent.
I know.
Because you're weird.
I am not weird at all. I am your friend.
That makes you weird by default.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So you guys have got to, it takes you guys a week to first acclimatize to your new individual and odd powers. You're all trying to acclimatize. One of you's got demonic power armor that doesn't really come off. That spends nights basically whispering to you. Well, you have a gun who is also a demon who tells you sex jokes. I don't mean just sometimes. I mean it's literally, and it's not even good sex jokes. It's just sometimes sex jokes, just for the sake of sex joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gun grows in size when a hot chick runs past. Just because it can do that. And then there's everybody's favorite. You have to adapt and learn to really use that rail gun and your new enhanced abilities. And finally, one of you has to deal with being a plantimal. And this weird desire to just get naked and stand in the sun like a tree.
Yeah.
You're a tree.
Partly.
Yep. But I mean, after the first week, you guys have well adjusted to your relatively odd and eclectic new abilities. And frankly, you've all had time to meet, interact, and talk. So this has given you the time to, well, work on costumes, names, and other things. All the important stuff if you're going to even do that. And currently, you're at the coffee shop again.
It's been a while since I walked in here. I mean, training and everything. So what do we do now? I mean, we have all these powers and all this strange new abilities, but where to go from here?
I have no idea. Comic books usually make this seem a lot easier. Like, all of a sudden you're discovered by, like, some organization or something.
Yeah, I don't think any organization is going to look for us anytime soon. So maybe you could help crime in the local neighborhoods, spread out and leave, and Maybe make a name,
Well,
and maybe
maybe.
make a name for ourselves.
I just might have an option if you really want a mysterious organization.
Go ahead. I have no plans for this right now.
Well, I'm currently, this may come as a surprise to you, a secret agent involved with Spear.
Really?
Dun dun
How oddly convenient.
dun.
Yeah, the whole college student thing was just my, normal life. That's also why I had a gun.
I thought you had a gun because the college we went to is, well, to be honest, ghetto.
Well, it is in Los Santos. What do you expect?
Dun
good
dun
point.
dun.
So a secret agent, huh? And how do we get these secret agent connections? It's not like it's not like you could apply for a job or anything.
I mean,
I mean,
I could perhaps introduce you.
Yeah.
I guess we introduce ourselves directly. I am Mike Tyler, former journeyman boxer who pretty much not achieved to have a championship, but I will soon. Just apparently not with these parts. I'm pretty sure they're banned from pretty sure superpowers I'm banned from boxing.
Discriminatory.
What do you say?
Yeah. I'm Tony. Yeah.
That just might constitute
No, it's not
cheating, yeah.
PEDs.
only if they find out. Only if they find out
Meanwhile,
that you're doing it.
meanwhile, Code, you're just hearing in your head about the ancient Egyptian pharaoh of such and such, and how he had boxing matches where the mages enhanced the people and had them wrestle crocodiles.
I mean,
That
I thought they
buffed with
played children's
magic.
card games.
No, they buffed the crocodiles with magic as well, so the crocodiles could play children's card games.
Obviously, none of us hear this.
Obviously, yes. And meanwhile, the gun is just like,
Yeah.
you could box with them and just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any superpowers. I didn't just destroy that man's larynx with a single punch. Dude, you could punch a guy so hard that you could. Ooh, dude.
There we go, Diplo. I made a heroic ID.
Dude,
Plus, I 21 stand there, you know. I don't want to kill my opponents either. I mean, remember the last two who killed his opponents? Someone like, I don't know, Balrog or something like that. I don't know, he was
But
banned for
dude,
life or something like that.
If you kill your opponent, necrophilia, you could go dig up their graves and stuff.
Oh, there we go.
No,
There's
I'm
a
not-
different one right there.
I'm not a necromancer. At least I don't think.
No, necrophilia implies that you love the dead frequently.
So, necromancer.
I like how Diplo isn't even commenting on the IDs that that I put down.
Hey, the only thing I love is beautiful women. Let's get that straight.
What, you don't have any passion for your hobby?
Hobby? No, this is my job. The hobby is beautiful women.
Dude. Bro. But then if you beat up a guy, you can be like, oh yeah, I'm so awesome. And then you can flex with a girl on your shoulder. This is the gun talking. Just like, it's chatting. Also, nobody's stopping this very obvious revolver that's like 2 feet long from talking.
What's with your revolver anyway? I mean, no offense, but it's even creeping even me out.
I'm a demon that got kicked out of hell.
And now I see why.
No, it's not for that. This is normal.
There we go.
Okay.
Semi-serious one there.
No. I got kicked out of hell for other reasons involving a lot of espresso, a shot of vodka, and the creator of Rurouni Kenshin.
What does the career of Rurouni Kenshin have to do with this? I mean,
can't tell you.
I mean, aside that, as other than the tripping theme song at the beginning of it, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. You're the one that's arguing with a gun in front of a bunch of people. Weirdo.
Says the gun.
Yeah. Are you got something to say, Toots? Hey.
Says
You're
the
hot.
gun.
You're hot. Hey, can you rub one out for me? I mean by polish my barrel between them. Polish.
Maybe later.
Yay!
I'm going to have a drink now. Maybe some. Let
We're
me
in a
just go
coffee
through-
bar.
Yeah. I like an espresso, please.
I'd like an
Wait,
espresso.
the waitress is
and-
just staring at all of you. She just stares, looks at all of you, grunts.
Hello.
Hilda don't get paid none for this. Hilda not impressed. One espresso. What else would off the
Coffee.
table?
Yeah, coffee.
I guess coffee as well. I'll blend in with the crowd.
What do you want instead, Toots? Hilda understand that not everyone wants coffee. We have the following items for sale. Mary Jane on a bead, tea, honey, soft drinks, water, milk, and devil's nectar.
So wait, a coffee shop who doesn't
does. He
serve
serves
coffee.
coffee.
That's
That will not there.
oh okay.
These
You
are
know what?
other
I'll
drinks,
try
honey.
Devil's Nectar just because it sounds amusing.
Yeah,
All right, coming right
yeah,
up.
take that one.
And because it probably annoys the gun.
So, Cora, you get some coffee. Catherine, you get some coffee. Tony, you get some coffee. Ty is given a latte,
I'll take the Mary Jane.
espresso latte. And finally, then it
I
comes
take the
the
devil's
devil's.
nectar.
It's brought in a pint glass,
Mhm.
and it's put in front of you. It's a amber red hued colored drink, Ashlyn.
Oh, fun.
Cheers.
It's a raspberry coffee with a raspberry syrup with a pepper rim mix using a spicy raspberry milk. Soy-based milk, obviously. Reduce that effect. And then topped with a layer of raspberry scented whipped cream and cinnamon sprinkles.
This is a very raspberry heavy drink.
The devil's kiss, darling.
So wait, what are we? Oh, right, we're in the coffee shop. Never mind.
Hilda's gonna leave you all alone. Pay your bills. Damn freedom loving hippies with your weird costumes and your talking guns and your namby-pamby are breaking into bases and violated government quarantine.
She seems very.
One question though. How do you know all this?
Hilda's already left to do another table.
Okay.
Let's look at the. I'm sorry, but one of you is in fact got a talking gun, and is in power armor.
Hey.
Another one of you, unless they.
I'm the
I kept
only
willing
one that
myself
looks
to be a
normal, let's
normal
put it
skin
that way.
tone.
No, Aislinn actually looks pretty normal.
I mean, yeah,
Unless-
Ashlyn looks relatively normal except for the onks. You know, no matter
Okay,
what
so
clothing she wears, it's always got an onk on the front or the back, and her earrings are always onks.
yeah,
that's
that's
very
someone
annoying.
who's like obsessed with another
Yeah.
place. They don't look normal.
I mean,
In
no, they
Egypt.
relatively. She still looks relatively normal. It just gives her
I
a
mean-
more faux Egyptian look.
In fairness, I'm also running around in what amounts to latex, so
Yeah, you're wearing your latex body armor.
probably look like I'm someone who is way too into BDSM and also an exhibitionist.
And Ty's character was recently shaved bald by having a bunch of operations done on their body. So they also have a bunch of scar lines all over.
Hey,
There are
Ty.
micro thin incisions all over their body that have otherwise healed, but there's still micro thin lines that are all over their body that, are there.
Ty. What's
You're
your
also reading
character's
the
actual
coffee cup.
name? Or should we just keep calling him Glass Joe?
Yeah, best,
Yeah. Like, you're not, in an everyday situation when
We're
each of you
not
are
inconspicuous.
individual.
We're
You
not
don't-
inconspicuous.
I mean, to be fair, there are base raiders in different places all around, and there's people that are just copying base raider styles. Faux do-it-yourself stuff. So the thing is, individually, you
So-
guys blend into a crowd. Together, you stick out.
At best, we look like a group of cosplayers.
Probably.
I mean, Ashlyn can just be like, I just really like Egyptian stuff. You can just be like, I'm into BDSM and I'm weird.
I
Tony
like
can
leather
just-
a lot.
Tony can just be like,
Do you even lift,
America.
bro?
Don't mind my giant gun.
I'm thinking like, do you even lift, bro?
and Catherine just has to explain the talking gun and the fact that when she's got the hell armor on, which is about 50% of the day, why when she opens her mouth you just hear the screams of the tormented of those in hell.
So I imagine that the that railgun is large and not easily concealed at all.
I don't know. Where do they
I
where do they
mean,
hide the railgun in
all things-
GTA?
This GTA
How does
is
Solid
gonna
Snake
have
hide a grenade launcher in his pants?
Well, lots of lube mostly.
all-
Ironically enough, that railgun is, with its actual flaws, it's probably basically just an assault rifle sized gun, So, it's a bar or some other gun in size. Or a hunting rifle. A bigger hunting rifle than normal, but yeah.
Nice.
that shoots metal rails.
I mean, metal
Hypersonic speeds.
slugs that it that it reconstitutes by using a matter concentrator on the side of it that basically collects dust in the air and cements it down, which is why it takes a few minutes for it to make more rounds, i.e. why it has the charges flaw.
How many charges does it have by default?
It has charges equal to your ranking in it, so it's got 5 uses before it needs to reset before the next scene.
Ah, okay.
So it's actually got a lot of uses. But yeah, it's literally just sucking iron out of the air.
And then once my railgun runs out, I can either shoot people or stab
I
people.
mean, you have 5 uses of it before it needs to recharge. That's still, a lot. Especially against normal thugs. But yeah, you guys got a plan.
Yeah.
You could go talk to Spear, the
Mhm.
Shield organization. Since there aren't any Avengers. Oh no,
Since
the
this is
Avengers.
like a coffee shop, I guess it's probably like free Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, how do you get in contact with these people?
Well, we have an agent of Spear,
I mean, how else do you get into contact with people?
and we have an agent of Spear with us.
Connections. Also, a cell phone.
I guess that's a good point.
And then Cora goes off to make a call in a discreet area, probably on a roof or something.
You're calling a phone. Your handler picks up. This is the young sparrow. I'm sorry, it's allergies. Hi, Cora, is this you?
Yes, this is Cora.
Oh, hi, Cora. So what can I do for you? Did your friends do something stupid? Are they all dead? Do we need to
No.
clone them again?
They're not dead. Not this time. This time they succeeded. We raided a base.
Okay. This is the second group of friends, right? The one with the otaku.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so they've not had anything bad happen to them. Okay. I was just wondering.
Define bad. Because
let's go down the protocol list. Well, unlike the other group that you were sent to monitor, this one hasn't died and had members die or otherwise be so thoroughly crippled that we need to use highly advanced alien medical machinery to restore them to life.
one of them's been infected by America and thoroughly tortured, and the other one was put through a waking surgery. So,
Oh, was it a little handbook that said all American?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna put that in the bad category, mostly because that means that there's a chance that there's more of those out there, and those handbooks are, they basically tap into the subconscious desire of Americans and people to basically see their nationality succeed. So there's basically one for every nation state, and the stronger a nation state has been in history, the more of them there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah, don't worry about it so much. It should be relatively fine. But he also suffered some torture.
Well, he absorbed a tree, a bonsai tree, and
Okay.
a lot of moss. It sounded really uncomfortable.
Okay,
Like,
we're gonna put that
agonizing.
in a maybe bad category. Now, was the bonsai tree purple?
I actually don't remember out of character.
Then your character will not remember in character.
I don't remember if it was purple.
Okay, then I'm going to note that doubly down as a maybe. Okay.
One has a talking magic gun. Another that also has a demon from the ninth layer of hell, I think the AI said.
Okay, so a gun with the demon inside it. Okay, that's relatively easy to handle. Anything else?
No, the demon is like a suit of armor, I guess. It's weird.
Okay, we're going to put that in the bad category. We're also going to follow that up with the other note of probably should be worried about demonic possession. Maybe. I don't know.
The
Maybe not.
the base we rated, like just mark everything down as maybe bad. We kind of ended up rating the base that's storage for the unideal powers.
We heard that there's a few of those around. They have a lot of things that range from weird to bad to the fact that there's that Crystal Children cult going around currently. That's from
Uh,
one of the faces. If you've seen that cult, we
One of
think
them picked up some crystals.
no, different thing, different thing.
Oh,
We think we're not certain. Like there's a cult. They worship the Crystal Children or something. Uh, their leader talks about a crystal singing to her. Other things like that. They're weird.
yeah. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the other one, by the way. Like, I wasn't in the room, but they suddenly have onks everywhere, so I'm guessing something to do with Egypt. It's weird.
Okay, that we're gonna put that in the good category
Cool.
because like the Egyptian gods are all relatively peaceful and relatively on good terms with Spear.
And anyway, like I said, the last guy got surgery while awake, so you know.
Okay, we're gonna put
He's
that in the maybe category.
he was optimized, I think the computer said.
We're going to put that in the maybe category still.
Anyway, they're looking into where to go from here, and you know, I figured you guys would be the best option overall, to be honest.
Thank you. That's lovely of you as an employee to think of us first. Your employers for this situation. Well, the very first thing we can do is we can address the primary situation. Ah. Huh. Huh. I swear allergies are getting to me this year.
Oh, also, there's possibly some nanites loose in the city. Released by a steam machine from the 1900s, I think it was.
Okay. We'll put that in the uh maybe category. So, anyways, you know, making sure other people don't raid those bases could be something you guys could do to help Spear. You could also deal with any of the super villains that are starting to show up because they're villains. You need super names and a team name, and then we could maybe see about getting you guys a base, or you guys could take over an old base and set it up as your own. Oh, and maybe you could look into the whole. Literal. There's a literal cult forming that worships something called the Crystal Children, and they're weird, and their leader calls themselves Haruspecs.
Can you send us the or send me the information on that?
Well, sure.
And
Uh,
possibly on any other supervillains that might be in the immediate area.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Okay, that makes sense.
Also, my friends may need handlers as well.
Well, that's your job now.
Oh, good.
Congratulations. We'll include it in your paycheck along with the complimentary "Oh God, what did my superhero do?" button.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
If you remember what Harbinger did in the 70s, you'll remember why we started making those.
I still have nightmares about reading about that.
You know, you never think you could make rats into suicide bombers, but then you're like, oh, that's more terrifying when you realize how the rats got around.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that poor person on the toilet.
Oh yeah, God, right up in there, didn't it?
Those weeks. Ugh. Cleaning that up was a nightmare. I'm glad I didn't have to do it, but still.
Well, you have a nice day now. I got things to do.
Yeah, I should probably go tell my friends as well. So, guys, most of you are on the maybe this is an awful thing to have happened to you category. Congratulations.
You're all alive.
You, Aislinn, you're in the good category. Things are fine.
So how about me?
Definitely the bad category.
Well, it's a good thing that I've escaped that, apparently.
You got molested by a tree and also the
That's
Marica.
that's strange, anyway.
Why did I pick up that green bonsai?
So most of us are bone friend right now. That's nice. Any other good news?
Well, I have information on things that we can take care of. So, potential options. We could either form a superhero team, get super names, and start defending the city against super villains. Really, these aren't mutually exclusive. I imagine we'll end up doing all three at some point. Defending other bases from being raided by potentially less than good people. You know, potential superhero villains, in other words.
That seems hypocritical.
It is, but that's fine because we're stopping anarchy. And last but not least, there's some sort of crystal horrible thingy supposedly in the area that's forming, and yeah. I'm getting information on that sent to me right about now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got a lot of work to do. First is costumes and where we're going to settle from right now.
Half of us already have costumes, let's be honest.
I don't know. Maybe I could.
One of
Maybe
you is literally in armor.
maybe I could throw on my jacket and my sweatpants and go from there.
Maybe. For some reason I'm thinking flannel and overalls.
No.
No, I don't. No,
I'm
I
thinking
don't
me.
do flannels. I mean,
No.
Come on, I think I can work.
You can't. Well, I mean, I guess you can be a lumberjack if you really want to, but really? Really?
Mhm. I got no other ideas.
Hey, as long as he feels okay, he can be a lumberjack.
Yeah.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay. Works all night and he sleeps all day.
Need to be the all-American lumberjack since you read the book on America. Put some eagles
Yes.
all over the place or
Must be
something. I don't know.
Wouldn't that just mean we should call him Bunny?
Wait, why am I helping?
Rebellion.
The gun's laughing.
Mighty Bunyan.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have a blue ox, but you know.
Might Bunyan.
Don't tempt him to go find one.
I'll be honest, if he can find one, he deserves it.
I mean, true, but also there's a good chance it'll be trying to gore us or something, so, you know. Actually, yeah, go ahead, go find it. Probably needs to be taken care of if it exists.
Yay!
Oh, and Cora will shoot a quick text to her handler. Hey, yeah, by the way, I got nanomachines and the railgun from the emergency backup room. Also, body armor. So, shouldn't be major.
We're gonna put that in the good category. Nanomachines are relatively fun, especially minor ones that enhance an ability. Is the railgun bio-coded to your DNA signature?
Unknown.
Okay, we're still putting that in the good category then, because overall that's good. Then there's no negatives there so far.
Yeah, it was from the emergency room for personnel trying to protect the place, so I doubt it would have anything bad.
I mean, you never know.
Good point.
Steve from accounting is screaming.
What did she do? Oh, by the way, you're all under the umbrella of Spear, and I'm your handler.
Okay.
Congratulations. You probably will get a paycheck. I don't know.
Don't you get paid?
I don't know if they have
A
the
drone
official-
flies by the coffee shop.
Don't you get paid?
I do. However, I got recruited in a non-standard manner.
The drone flies into the coffee shop and drops off a package on your table.
Hey, a delivery. Okay, let's open it.
It's your badge. What did my superhero do? It says. There's also a little packet that's a group. It says paychecks. First time signing contract paychecks.
This is for me. These are for you guys.
Hmm.
Yay!
And the box is for the cat. Because every coffee shop has a cat, right?
I like cats.
Oh, they have a dog.
Well, the box is for the dog then. Dogs also
But
like
I like
boxes.
cats.
Dog
Well, you
climbs
can
into the
have
box
a
and curls
pet
up
cat.
happily.
You can have a pet cat. Assuming your apartment is pet friendly, of course. You
The
gotta
dog
pay
woofs
to go
and
get
wants
one.
pets.
But it's not a cat.
It nudges code for pets. I mean, Ashley.
But it's not a cat.
The more you don't want it, the more it'll want you. Animals are
Bark.
like that.
Nudges more.
But it's not a cat.
Just pet it already.
Aisling gives it 2 pats on the head.
It is now happier and licks your hand.
You might get a dog. Actually,
No.
that would be stealing. Don't actually take it.
But it puts its paws on your lap.
Now it's just begging for table scraps.
Your table scraps are coffee.
Aisling kind of looks
That
at
doesn't
the
mean it's wrong.
Aisling kind of looks at the spicy raspberry coffee monstrosity she's drinking.
By the way, are you alright drinking that?
She just nods and goes, it's got a kick, but I don't think I should feed this to animals.
No, you shouldn't.
Let's
Don't
see
do
if a
that.
dog wants.
Or
Maybe
or
a
human
tiny,
beings.
tiny taste just to see how it reacts, but not much.
or human beings, but I don't I don't judge.
Yeah. Don't give it to human beings either. You know, the human beings shouldn't eat this. It's not viable. I'll be right back. My dad's being
It's like alcohol.
an ass. The moment I leave,
Pretty
everybody
much.
goes quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
I
said
mean,
taking you said take a break, so
Yep. Yeah.
I went and got a slice of pizza, so you know. Of course, I was quiet. There were more important things, like food.
I had a sausage.
Yay.
Mood.
That's not true. It's not lewd at all.
And it's you. It's definitely mood.
No, nothing lewd about a sausage.
Everything mood about a sausage.
People really don't know what they want with the EV evolutions that are types not yet given one, which is 10 of the different types. That's a lot of ground to cover. But 3 of them are going to probably be pretty similar. Ground, rock, and steel. And the other thing is they have to keep to the thematics with the EVs of the 2 bad stats, 2 good stats, and the 2 midway stats. There's only so many permutations that you can do.
I mean, that doesn't mean they won't do it.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can do HP max and then make attack and both the attack stats low, and then make both the defense stats low. You can make attack and defense low. You can make special attack and defense low. And then there's the variance of that with speed. There's a lot of differences you can do. But, that's really scraping the barrel for ways to variant something. Then again, we're Pokemon fans. And they get upset about things like there being a garbage Pokemon when there's literal sludge. And I'm just making sure everybody's back before I continue. But yeah, I had a sausage and I have eggnog. And there's nothing lewd. We're not doing anything lewd. This isn't a lewd game even.
Are you
Please.
sure about that?
I'm 100% certain this game is not lewd. Why do you ask?
Because there's players involved.
Well, okay, fair. There are players involved, but one, not lewd. Two, it's voice, so not lewd. Three, look over there. Is that a demonic duck?
You can't use the EGS excuse.
Yay, you recognize my reference. Too bad that webcomic shit.
It's entertaining.
Yeah. It reached its peak when he finally got an art style that was settled down. And then he started being a preachy asshole
Quack.
when he restarted the NP series.
Quack.
And it went from being silly fun for NP to being reaching at people for having a different opinion than him.
Well, doesn't that sound nice?
What?
That
What, an author preaching at his audience about how if you have a different opinion than me, you are wrong?
Yep, very nice.
Or an author who makes the people go, wait a second, this is a retcon, and this makes no sense within context.
EGS made sense in context ever?
No, I'm not. I never said it didn't make sense. I'm making the statement that there's several times where there's been big retcons that have made you go, wait, what? Then why the fuck was this said? How can you retcon out something that's supposed to be this important to the plot? How can you re-retcon it in later? How can you retcon out this but not this? How can you retcon back this but retcon out this? Like, so many things.
I mean, again, webcomic. Like,
I mean, other
not that that's
webcomics are.
used, but what do you expect?
I mean, other webcomics don't have that problem. That have been going on.
But like, I don't know.
That have been going on as long. To be fair, the webcomics that have gone on as long as EGS generally haven't had that problem and or have ended. Like Dominic Deegan.
Yeah, I miss Dominic Deegan.
Yeah, it didn't need to do giant retcons. It had minor retcons, like the Tusk thing being a curse by the orcs. But, everybody already thought it was a curse. Some people just thought it was a birth defect, and it turns out the cursed people who were being racists were oddly right. And also dentist wizards. Dentist wizards. Yay.
Yay, dentistry.
Yep. The scariest wizard type ever. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, its retcons weren't that bad. DM of the Rings, didn't need to ever retcon things. Instead, it's like, at the end when the writer was like, wait a second, when Frodo throws the ring into the volcano, the players that played Frodo aren't here anymore, because he wrote himself in that the players that played Frodo and Sam left the group because of Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli's bullshit. Which is, I think, kind of hilarious in context, because then it finally cuts back and the last comic's just, oh yeah, all this happened, and let's roll to see if he throws the ring into the fire, resists the ring's temptation. Wait, so it comes down to one roll by a GM PC? Yeah. Or sorry, an NPC to see if we win? Yeah. But nowadays, people reference Darths and droids for the webcomic that inspired people to do the whole take caption stuff from an anime or a movie series. And I'm proud of Darths and droids for usurping that from GM of the Rings, but I also feel bad that poor GM of the Rings died such an ignoble death. But to be fair, at least the creator was doing other stuff with his time. Now he's not. I don't know what the creator's doing anymore. You know, that's kind of the sad thing with Seamus Young. He's just kind of faded away with time.
Maybe he's working professionally now. He just doesn't speak of it because.
I mean, he may be. I know for a fact that he was doing Let's Play stuff with spoiler warning. Up until they did Life is Strange. And somebody was pointing out that within the context of the universe and various details, they're talking about the very first episode where who's Tumblr, blue hair Tumblr girl.
Yeah.
Chloe.
Thank you. The one that I wanted dead from episode 1. Spoiler alert, episode 5, you finally get a killer. It's beautiful. You get to fix all the problems of the game world by, murdering a person that's a horrible human being, and when finally confronted with the fact that they are a horrible human being, goes, yeah, I maybe should just die.
I'm just gonna go back and let her get
Well,
shot.
that's awful.
I mean, let's be fair here, Lana. The 5 episodes are basically Chloe does a horrible thing, Chloe does a horrible thing, Chloe does a horrible thing. She dies because of her own stupidity, or murders some helpless person and or animal, or injures herself, or a combination of those 3, and then gets away with it because of Max's stuff. And then at the end, you have the choice. Do you have her own up for her stuff like she wants to do? It's, by the by, your choice. You actually are forced to give her the choice of. And that's the problem, and why I'm pissed that Life is Strange 2 is not about focusing on the aftermath of that, with Max realizing, I still have these powers of time control. But the entire reason they did that is because they didn't want to own up and just have Chloe be dead. Because there's people out there that picked Chloe lives, despite the fact that narratively that's recursive and doesn't fit within the narrative structure of Max's characterization of learning that she's a person that doesn't need that validation. She can move beyond. Because that's one of the big things is constantly throughout the game, you get in the early parts the ability to rewind time for little things to appear cool to various subgroups. But then at the end, you don't need to do that as much because Max has accepted herself. You can still do it with certain times, but it's not a primary focus of her powers or how she uses them. Because she's developed as a human being. If you, I don't know, say, save Chloe at the end, you're destroying all that character growth. You're also wiping out a few thousand people to save a person who's actively gotten themselves killed 5 times in 5 days by their own actions.
By the way, is
I
everyone
am.
back and it's just like we're checking for no reason?
I think we're all back. I don't know if Jim Pond or Ty's back. I know Code's back.
I mean, I think Ty's kind of in bed, so
Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just like, sorry, but that bugs me because they never ponied up and sat down and just said, yeah, no, we're
Yeah,
going
she goes
with
out of way to
this.
show that she's a
You know-
horrible person.
Yeah, or play it the other way. Just be like, heck, you could even do a DLC like that where it's, and the 2 new brothers game. It's like, what they're one of them has telekinetic power that explodes things or something. It's like, so I guess the entire gimmick's going to be that at certain points you get the ability to basically use the explosions to get out of troubles or something. But I have no interest in it. I have no interest for these 2 brothers. They don't look interesting. Their characterization doesn't shut them up as interesting. They're running away from their problems yet again, which fits into the problem that happened with the fact that at the end, it's going to come down to a choice between running away from your problems or poning up. And people are going to be like, well, they didn't, not poning up is a valid choice. And it's like, well, yes, it can be a valid choice if they narratively make it so that the character grows and decides to start owning up for his actions within the context of the story. Then you shouldn't have the player have a choice. It's the reason why people bitch about The Last of Us, but you're not playing Joel. You are watching Joel's story. And that's why at the end, Joel makes his choice, which is to save Ellie. It's not your choice to make, it's Joel's choice. And he's not ready to let go.
which, in fairness, tiny little kid.
Probably about the age of his kid that died.
Yep. And
Yeah.
and the other thing is his kind of ex/other thing is also dead. She got bit. The other lady that he's pseudo in a relationship with, he either shoots at the end as well, or he just, I guess, knocks her out and runs away, and she hates him along with everybody else because he stopped them from being able to extract a cure from this little girl's brain.
Which, like,
To be fair, though, Ellie's actually only Ellie's still 12 or something. She's not that young. She's just malnourished because of the apocalypse, so she's smaller than she appears. Sorry, but yeah, what were you gonna say, Lana?
like, I know there's a high chance that she dies at the end, but there's no guarantee. He's kind of just freaking out because
Oh no, they say they
Yeah.
outright say that she will die. That's one of the things. That's why he does it. He's outright told that she will die.
and he's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, they were the stupid ones. Like, we got a guy here. Like, one of them knows his bloody past, and I'd be like, okay, don't tell him that the little girl that he's just been protecting for the last few months is going to die, guys. Wait, why not, boss? Shouldn't he have a right to know that? Okay, yes, he should. But his daughter was shot before him, and her corpse literally acted as the bulletproof vest that saved him when the apocalypse first happened. Wait, what? Yeah, that's what happened to this guy. Holy shit, that's fucked up. Yeah, so don't tell him, because guess who's around the same age as his daughter? Well, Steve already told. Oh, fuck, we're all dead. What do you mean? Oh, fucking hell, Steve. And thus, that's how The Last of Us ending goes. Seriously, I get why some people don't like The Last of Us, but I enjoyed it. And, getting to gun down a bunch of defenseless civilian doctors is always fun. It's like no Russian. My favorite level in a Call of Duty.
I don't recall gunning down a bunch of helpless scientists.
I'm making a joke.
I recall them all having guns.
Actually, no, the ones that are all in Ellie's operation don't have guns. Like, that's actually a thing. They won't attack you because they don't have guns. The ones that are near Ellie's operation are right around it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You also don't have to kill them, though, so...
Yeah, you also don't have to kill them. But you can for extra douchebag points. But yeah, like...
Hey, you're already dooming humanity to save one girl, so...
I mean, you're fucking not dooming humanity. Bitch, please. Like, anybody that says... Like, I get people are saying, like, Joel's dooming humanity. Except, here's the thing. Joel's recursive behavior is bad for him. It's good for Ellie's character growth because it lets her continue as a character and develop more as a person. But it's bad also for humanity. At the same time, though, humanity can, one, still find a cure. Two, the spores aren't airborne. They're in the bloodstreams that survive of the creatures. And they don't spread to water. So it's like the infection from red markets. In that the blight. In that, yeah, it's really shitty, but there's a bunch of quarantine zones. And though the quarantine zones probably won't expand for a while, they still exist and are going to survive simply because of the fascist regimes that are in control of them. Those fascist groups are going to be able to sustain themselves because of their horrible practices. That's an important thing to keep in mind. I really want to finish my Life is Strange Let's Play. We only did the first episode. But yeah, we should get back to the session. I got distracted because of Life is Strange and waiting for people. Because I really want to talk about it. But I want to talk about it in the context while playing the game and be like, what the fuck this? What the fuck that? But it's almost like, Code, Bill, and other people, and how fucking just difficult they are to herd to get something done.
Yep.
So I need to get a new recording group set up. Anyways, yeah. So then, now where were we? First up, we'll start with the most important thing. What have you decided to name yourselves as a team?
The All-American Misfits? Does that sound good to everyone?
No.
No.
No hesitation at all, just both of us immediately. No.
Yeah.
The All-Americans?
I'm not American.
No, I'm out of ideas.
Odd Jobs Incorporated.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Technically, we are working an odd job for Spear.
Yep. It does work, the gun says. But I kind of like that, all American. But here's what I was thinking. Hear me out. I'm a gun. The Heroic Misfits.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I had t-shirts made and everything.
Already? Who are you?
Well,
How did
why
you
the-
manage that? You're. Never mind. I don't want to know actually.
Well, to explain that, I'll explain the fact that I can also turn into a motorcycle.
What?
I can turn into a
Okay.
motorcycle.
So great, another super.
It's a gun. It
Uh,
it
Oh,
it's
never
Jim
mind.
Pan's gun.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, Jim Pan's gun can talk and can turn into a motorcycle.
Yeah, I forgot who you were speaking. Sorry.
Well, what do you think, baby? You want to ride me?
All
Don't
day,
don't answer that.
all night long.
You know, motorcycle engine noises. Vroom, vroom, from the gun. They're just encouraging the gun's bad behavior now.
Yep.
That's the gun.
So the
Yep.
heroic misfits then?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Either
Yeah.
that or misfits in action, but I think the heroic misfits is probably better.
Mm. So,
I'm highly amused by the
Okay.
DM doing the title drop.
See, I didn't want to suggest it because that would be slightly meta. The gun suggesting it? Nope.
Yeah, really.
Well, what did you expect? It's a gun. It makes suggestions.
Guns don't normally make suggestions.
Yes,
railgun
yes, they do.
doesn't
They
make
suggest that you
suggestions.
die.
Well, unless I try and plug that AI into it, but I don't think that's actually suggested. By the way, did we just kind of kidnap that AI?
I mean, one of you has it somewhere. What have you hooked it up to?
Yeah, we probably still have that AI kidnapped. Tony, congratulations, you have an AI. Just kidnapped AI that may or may not be out of range of its server.
Beep, 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 beep. Sending a fax. He communicates solely through fax messages because he's so far from his server. See how far you can get from a server before he starts speaking in telegraphs.
Maybe.
Oh, Ty's gone.
Well, I mean, you guys got a plan and you got a team, and you just need to figure out what you're gonna do with it. You know, there's crystal
have-
people, there's villains.
Yeah, we have three plans. We haven't actually picked one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got one, you got to pick
So
one.
since
at
you're
some
Agent
point.
of Spear, how exactly does this work? Like, do you go down, get leads, or do they give you a job?
They tell me whatever I need to do. Usually they just let me do whatever unless they have a mission that's of high level importance.
Hmm.
Frequently, things like, oh, my friends decided to go raid a base without any weapons to speak of.
Yeah, who would do something like that?
Hell, technically I am a
I
weapon.
wonder who.
Hell, technically I am a weapon.
Yeah, I can't imagine who would do that. It seems weird.
Yeah.
Technically not us, because I went with you. I mean, I guess
I mean,
Joe over there
they're not
also
wrong.
counts, but
Technically not you guys, But technically, also the other group that you went with, Lana, they had weapons. You know, some
And,
shovels.
Worse.
and look what happened to them.
We don't
Uh,
talk about my past group.
Cuts to one of them in the med bay on the spear helicarrier. Ah, all I feel is pain. Well, that's because you're just a torso and a head.
In fact, my character doesn't speak about their past group at all, period. Except to Sparrow.
Aw. Yay, Sparrow.
He brings it up.
Well, it's almost like it's a thing.
You know, this means that she's also now the sole survivor. Time to add to the background.
Yep.
Yay, nightmares.
Ha ha ha, carefully trained to ignore PTSD. That isn't actually a thing. Actually, this means that she's the survivor of two groups.
Yep.
I mean, no, you're the survivor of one group.
The crime syndicate?
I mean, fair.
She's the one that the lesser member of Spears whisper about behind closed doors. The one that nobody wants on their team. Except when they're forced to. And then they appreciate it until they all die.
And then everyone died.
Yay! No, don't die. It's not allowed. If you die, I will shoot you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay, progress has been made.
Moving on.
Yeah.
You're named. You now just gotta decide on what you're gonna do first. And
So, guys, cults defending bases.
or fighting supervillains.
Fighting supervillains will happen when supervillains
So what do
arrive.
you know about the
to
cult?
do things. Let's be honest here. I will share what information was sent to me about the cult.
They're called the Crystal Children. Their leader is Haruspex. She's a lady. She's got psychic powers. She talks about, it's very, standard cult behavior. If you enlighten yourself and donate to us, we're a religion and new age group that teaches you how to use crystals for psychic powers.
So they're
Oh,
Scientologists.
I've done that before. I've done that before. It's not hard.
Uh, you know, talking to people via telekinetic abilities and telepathic capabilities, floating, standard stuff.
See, the difference
they talk to the
between
dead?
you and her is you're not the leader of a cult. At least not yet.
I mean, technically, do you consider Egyptian god worship a cult?
Are you claiming to be an Egyptian god?
No, but I have the powers of them.
Are you attempting to gather people to worship you?
I won't say no.
The dog
Do
is
you
currently crawling in a
intend to
goat's lap.
actively do it?
Does the dog count?
Dogs don't count. Dogs worship the cult of give me pettings.
This is why I want a cat.
The cats also do that occasionally, but only when they feel like it. Then they worship the cult of fuck you.
Well, but you made a friend with a doggy.
Moving on, the difference is that, cults are usually not healthy for the members, and I don't think you intend to be unhealthy for them. Same with the Egyptian gods. I don't think that worship of the Egyptian gods is actually an unhealthy worship. I don't know much about them, to be honest.
It depends. If you worship Apophis, you might be a problem.
Good. So, just, don't be that guy. I mean, unless you have to be, in which case,
Listen,
Apophis?
I have a
How about
button
you
for
give
that.
an A polish?
So
Ah,
anyway, about the cult.
Can I see your
Let's,
gun real quick?
Which gun?
The
Oh,
talk
her gun. I was like, no,
Alright.
you can't have my railgun. It's my questionably acquired goods.
Jim Pond debates about handing over the pistol.
My gun.
My talking gun.
Cora will actually quickly shoot Sparrow a description that the AI gave to the gun, or that the gun gave of what it could do, and notes maybe listed as bad.
By the way, I expected that sentence to end a little earlier for some reason.
Yeah. Also, Code has a doggy in their lap. It's a happy dog. The cafe's other dog is currently curled around your legs.
There's 2 dogs.
Yes.
You channeling Anubis there?
No, I appear to just be a person right now. And, well, dogs.
Well, maybe you have a passive affinity for them. Maybe it'll be the same with cats, or possibly animals in general. That'd be neat if you had animal empathy or something.
Mm-hmm.
It would make recruiting a cat much easier. By the way, we're recruiting a cat for our super base.
So what you're saying is you want a pet.
No, I want a cat.
And we'll feed them.
You know what? That's a good distinction. Cats aren't necessarily pets. They're soft, fuzzy things that allow you to live in their same space with them. So I have I have a plan that is in
Okay.
2 parts right now to follow.
Okay.
First off, we should establish a base. Either possibly see if the AI see if we can use the base that we wrecked before and get it fixed. And in the meantime, look into possible leads on the cult.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Tony, your
Sounds
job
good.
is the leads. Assuming you're still good with
I don't see why I
computers, of
shouldn't be.
course. Because America. I don't know, maybe it fucked with your head.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, nothing. It's fine. Anyway, if you can start looking into leads on the cult, possibly, I don't know, maybe they have an
Alright,
online
I can take a look.
recruitment site or something?
Google search them and see what I find. So I
Meanwhile, do we want to try and find another base, or do we want to try and figure out the logistics of fixing up the base that we found before? I mean, we still have that offer of an apartment.
Would make getting to and from easier.
They might reduce the rent if we offer to help repair the
Maybe.
things somehow. I don't
Maybe.
know. Maybe we can see if Spear will help us with that. Because they have resources.
Are you saying Spear have resources that you do not have?
Yes, I am.
Are you implying they have vast sums of money that you don't have access to?
Exactly. I mean, in fairness, I have access to some of the money. They pay my checks. A very, very, very small portion of it, as it's likely government funded.
Here is your $5 check.
Depending on the time frame, it might actually be a decent check. However, I don't think
doubt
it's
it.
the time frame.
Obviously, it's an amazing check because it's 5 Utronian, which translates into $50,000 American.
Is that how much you have? How many resources you have when you've got fair resources? What?
No. That, you know, a character with fair resources at extraordinary tier would probably be that. Because a character at fair resources extraordinary is about the same as a character at superb.
But that would be like super resources.
Pardon?
But that would be like super resources, not normal resources, right?
I mean, there is ways to get a normal skill to extraordinary. Just like, that's why Batman has everything at extraordinary.
I imagine fair is more like you possibly own a house. Maybe a nice car. That was probably used, but still nice.
And they were able to finally clean out the blood.
I mean that's probably not a resources thing. That's probably more a burglary thing. What? I'm not a murderer.
What are you saying? I'm not dissecting a person in the back of my car. Ah!
It's fine. Everything's
You're
fine.
cutting into my anus first.
Your anus is fine. Calm down.
It's awful.
Anyway, about that base. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, let's go back to the base.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, let's make sure that building is still standing then. While I don't know. I guess Tony uses his
Yeah.
phone. Especially since that base is full of dangerous stuff, so having us set up there will hopefully deter people from breaking in and stealing said dangerous stuff.
Yes. Yes. So,
Yeah.
like Google's checking the cult. What can I find from it? At least, like,
Well, they have a lovely web page. It's like, come to the Crystal Children, founded in Los Santos, right next to the Yogurt Mountain.
So, is that like their main place, or like?
Come to the Crystal Children, unlock your latent psychic powers, understand the crystals of the universe, learn the song of the crystals.
Alright, so
See,
Get life,
that sounded
fulfillment,
hokey
love.
until the very last sentence there. Learn the song of the crystals. Then it sounds culty.
yep.
Mm,
Get your first crystal reading for $5.99.
I'm going to maybe go a little bit of hacking, maybe to get an idea of like the paper trail of this group, like where it's getting its money from, and stuff of that nature.
Well, it's getting a lot of its money from you don't know where because you can roll me a hack to try and hack into their database. Okay, let's see. That's that's a nice world you got there. Yeah, you're like I have gotten nothing. I like how
on
you
the upside, you didn't get less than nothing, which is counterhacked.
yeah you didn't get a
Probably.
counteract, and then a crystal gets shipped to your location. Oh, hey guys, I
I'm not
ordered a
touching that.
crystal.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Are
It's
you
flowing
sure?
towards Kiri. Look at it, it's rubbing on him. Oh, it likes him.
Are you sure you learned your lesson? Because you touched the bonsai tree and then proceeded to also touch the book.
Well, the book looked like it would be interesting to read.
I mean, he still has the book. He can
Mhm.
read it.
Fine, it granted you super soldier status, so it's fine, whatever.
It technically didn't give him. It made him think he's a super soldier. I want to clarify that out of character. Technically, in character, he doesn't know that, and in character, none of you know that. That's the thing that makes it a funny power. It makes you think you're Captain America, gives you the willpower, the information of being like all this knowledge about American history and all this stuff, the ability to inspire and menace others by your pure bravado, but it doesn't actually give you any like increased resilience to damage.
But my muscles did perk up.
It just makes you think you're super tough. He just also happens to have a power that makes him super tough. The collective unconscious affects Kiri.
Coincidence.
Kiri, I'm gonna
He
say
has
no.
like some legitimate like knowledge of soldiering too, though.
Oh yeah, that's the information
Military
represents.
training.
Yeah, that's what the information represents. But that's the joke. He has the knowledge and the willpower, but without the other power, he didn't actually have the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what the thing is. A lot of the powers in the thing are fairly fun ones, but you know they needed another power to really become shining stars. They're just a great setup power. Like the ability to catch bullets out of the air and magic. And look, the third dog's crawling over and now snuggling Ashlyn.
Yep.
All right, guys, let's get going. Before the fact
Yeah.
that everyone is in slow-mo drives me completely insane in this large area full of people.
Speaking of which, Kiri, roll me again, because America, fuck yeah, you gotta try and push through. You gotta hack it. You gotta
Well,
hack it.
shit.
You gotta hack it.
You can stumble. Never mind.
Okay, so Kiri,
Come on,
you
hack
get,
like a
you,
champ.
you get you get a fate point for that, because that was me pressing an aspect. On the first hand, that's that. On the second hand, a drone, not actually a drone, but a drone, i.e., a person on a messenger bike, rides up to the coffee house where you all are. After a few minutes, while you were saying you should be leaving, and he says, "Is there a nerdlinger here? A nerdlinger package for nerdlinger?"
No, there's no nerdlinger here. Sorry.
He comes over to your table. Nerdlinger?
mm,
That's the weirdest
Hey,
name I've ever heard for
Hey,
somebody.
perfect superhero name.
hey.
Tony Nerdlinger? Wilson?
Yes.
your package, sir. Please sign here. Hands you a
I
clipboard.
sign it with the pen that was probably provided by the waitress.
Yep. You sign it. The courier says, "Thank you and have a nice day. I got a bunch more of these to deliver to people around Los Santos that bought these packs from the Crystal Children. Have a nice day." And then they go back outside, get on their bike, and start currying around the
Okay.
rest of the city.
You
You
should
now
check
have a
your bank
box.
account. You should definitely check
I'm
your
going
bank
to go
account
check
right
my
now.
bank account.
You bought the Mega Super Deluxe Crystal Children Crystal
Oh,
Cleansing
God.
Kit. It's worth a grand total of $500.
Well, it's a good thing you just got
Yep.
paid.
It in-
Unfortunately, that paycheck's probably gone, and any of your savings you had.
you know, it
The sign-up
includes
bonus isn't that great.
it includes a colonoscopy kit, a colonoscopy crystal, and more.
Is that just the subtle way of telling you to go fuck yourself?
I
You don't know.
want to know.
But it's got crystals in it.
Do you think our base has like maybe some analysis machines or something?
There's an AI in the base. However, they mentioned outright lack of knowledge of magical.
Oh, maybe the
items.
chemical composition at the very least.
Answer is questionable.
I can do
How about
magical
you
items.
not touch this thing?
Yes, they do.
There we
And I
go. We got a
recommend not
magical item
touching it.
person.
At least not directly. So let's just stay in the box.
Hmm.
What?
there's
You
a-
don't want another thing entering
Nope.
your body?
I can only imagine how much that would hurt.
So first of the colonoscopy kit's in its own little thing. Then there's it's one of those standard, crystals that you're supposed to touch and rub and stuff. You've seen one of these before, Code. They're nothing special. That's one of the items in here. The other items includes some cheap folksy jewelry made from quartz, like a wristband, you know, and
The typical
Um,
hokey stuff.
yeah. There's also the crystal cleansing kit, which is basically by reading it, you realize that the reason it would hurt to clean yourself with it to show that you're impure and not ready yet to learn the crystal's lesson is probably because it's got ground bits of granite in it. And
Yeah.
crystal, So, it'd be like, one of those scrubbing pads you'd use. But yeah, there you go.
So basically, just mundane shit.
Normal mundane shit.
Overpriced mundane shit.
There's a bunch of other stuff. There's a survey. Oh, and you also get to come to the next Crystal Children's meeting. And there's the reoccurring pledge for the Crystal Children's magazine, which is second issue is coming out, so it's in the box too. And they've also made a deal with Loot Crate for the Crystal Children Loot Crate.
Did he
which
sign
will
up
get-
for all of these?
Yes, he signed up for all of these. The first Crystal Children Loot Crate won't come out till
I'm going to
next
go
month.
see about getting a new credit card and canceling this one.
Or you could just, unsubscribe. And also, if the cult turns out to be malicious, we might be shutting it down, just maybe.
And then and then there's also the crystals. It's a crystal inside of a crystal. You get to get one of those at the next Crystal Children's meeting.
When's
Does it
this
give a date?
meeting?
Yes, it does. 2 days from now.
All right.
So you got some time to prep.
Cool. Let's go. Let's go work
Yep.
on setting up our base and figuring out.
And you
what
also
we
have your
wanna do.
membership to the Crystal Children.
Yeah.
Your little membership badge. It has a picture of you.
How did...
Does it say you can bring friends?
No, but it does say that friends can get in for a $10 surcharge.
Hey, look. This is how they're
I
funded
just
right
went to
there.
scrub-
Lots and lots of fees.
And there's something about, leaving material possessions. So Haruspex can help cleanse you with the crystal song.
Yep, this is culty.
That went into creepy cult level right there. Because material possessions includes clothes
Yep.
frequently.
Yes, come get naked. Everybody get naked and come into this giant meeting room. There's gonna be a few hundred people there, all naked.
mean- Sounds like a nudist colony to me.
Actually, it's a leper colony.
Either way, it sounds
But
like a party.
Either way, it sounds like a party. Actually, fun fact. They're one of the same. The leper colony, the nudist colony merged into one last year.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Did they mysteriously suddenly get healthy again, though?
no. But there was a
So
lot
the
less lepers
crystals
around
are
later.
Bullshit.
I mean, that hasn't happened, but
Oh,
maybe there
well.
will be lepers there. There's also a bunch of inspirational quotes from people that are like, the crystals really healed me. The crystals cured me of my autism. The crystals cured my baby of the autism given to it by vaccines. Please note the Crystal Children do in fact endorse vaccines is below it.
Because they're not anti-vaxxers.
The Crystal
Honestly, on
Children-
the surface, they just seem like slightly dangerous if they actually are waking up people's psychic powers. People who might actually want to help.
The Crystal Children cured me of my insatiable urge to murder people and wear their skins.
That's an oddly specific one.
Maybe we should investigate that dude afterwards.
I'm
The Crystal Children cured me of my to dress up as a turkey and fight crime.
did
I
it...
mean, that
What?
one's less. I mean, that last one's kind of normal. I mean,
In this setting,
literally us. Only minus the turkey. I mean, unless you want to be a turkey
Nope.
nerdlinger. It'd be kind of American. You could dress up as an eagle.
The Crystal Children, the only new age group endorsed by the Trout Master. Trouts, come to me! Thank you, Trout Master. That's on the news by behind you.
Huh. This
That
is-
was former supervillain turned hero Trout Master.
That's.
He's up to something.
I.
I mean, he was a D-class villain that became a C-class hero.
He's obviously learning how
Trouts!
the heroes work so he can get them back.
He's been a hero for
He's
about
just
a
playing
decade.
the long game.
Now you're just sounding really, really. dull.
Alright.
Come on, let's go. Seriously.
Trout Master is known for his long con games and his ability to summon trout.
So I guess we get to see the state of the building that we fucked up. I mean, that the giant robot fucked up.
Well, see, the foundation got a giant hole dug under it. Uh, a hole that was, about 10 feet wide in certain parts with a bunch of offshooting tunnels. The support structure was heavily damaged. There was some explosions there at their top. So it was, stabilization issues. Sewage system pipes were damaged. Uh, there was a skull-shaped hole somewhere. Uh, and then somebody removed the AI that was operating a bunch of the systems of the base, so the base shut down, and that caused a lot of the pneumatic systems to start failing because the AI is currently at your guy's place because you guys took it out. He's not there. Uh, but to answer your question, the building up top is uh, currently looking good, except for the fact that it's sagging right where the hole is. It's and huh. It held out longer
Hey,
than anyone would have expected.
hey, Sparrow. I did it bad. I'm just gonna. Here, let me just send you a picture.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like the entire building collapsed. It's just that the central part of the building basically just kind of went and then went down the 100-foot hole into the base.
Sparrow.
Hi. What's the matter?
I'm just gonna send you a picture. It'll be faster. Remember that death robot I mentioned?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was some really just structural damage. The base we raided is probably a lost cause now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I need to come
Did
in
you at
and
least
file
turn off the
paperwork,
nuclear
don't
reactor for it?
We have the AI with us. Maybe they can still fix that.
Yes.
Tony,
All right.
bring the AI.
I bring the AI.
Tony goes back to his house, hooks up the AI server to his laptop. The AI turns on, beep, looks at all of you on the screen. Couldn't get me a nice computer, could you?
AI. You wouldn't happen to be able to connect to the base, though, would you?
Well, I'm currently using a computer, you know, way simpler than what I'm used to. I'm hooked up via one portion of my servers to another server bank. So I have, a fraction of my computational power, and I'm in a college kid's dorm room. I don't know. Let me check.
Because there's a nuclear reactor still in your base, and also the building above it collapsed.
Oh, don't worry. At that depth, the size of that nuclear reactor, it'll only basically cause the rest of the building to collapse into a pit.
This is not an ideal situation, as we are probably liable for that property damage, even if it was caused by the giant robot.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Give me a second. You
Hold
guys
on,
do
hold on. Are
something
you
else.
saying that as employees of Spear, we do not have some sort of massive property insurance?
You guys were not employees of Sphere when this happened.
Shh. They don't have to know that.
I was, and probably have to go in and file a bunch of paperwork.
There's paperwork involved. You guys still haven't got your employee cards yet. Or your coffee shop cards. They have coffee shop cards for Spear employees for Nightwing coffee shops around the world. They get you a $1 discount on all their coffees. And then every 12th coffee's free.
Yep.
Also, Ashlyn has one of the dogs following her.
So, what's it looking like, AI? Also, do you have a functional name you want to be called?
Let me scan the internet. I'm gonna take some celebrity's name. You can call me Bernadette Cumbersnatch.
That's one of the alternate names for him.
Blazenik Bonanevich?
Try again.
Benny Kudatek?
Sure, you can be Benny.
Bendy Dick Cumber Snatch. I mean, what?
I kind of wonder why he's called Khan in this one. He doesn't at all seem, like a Khan. He's too white
Too late,
and
you're Benny.
English.
You're Benny now. Congratulations, you are Benny the AI.
We need
That-
to get him a hill as quickly as possible.
A hell?
What?
Yes, the Benny Hill.
Oh, okay. Well,
I find this, I disagree with this assessment, as I identify as an attack helicopter.
stay off of that site.
I mean, to be entirely fair, as an AI, it makes sense for me to be able to identify as a machine.
Are you in an attack helicopter?
I mean, technically, what I'm currently in is the global mainframe of a network looking around through porn. Dear God, look at that whole stretch. Can all of you do that?
AI, focus, nuclear
But-
power
but-
plant.
But
Nuclear.
do you use your ears for that
reactor.
normally?
No. Nuclear reactor.
You can roll me a. Let's see if you have a skill that would actually be appropriate here. Yeah, presence. Roll me a presence. You need to keep Benny focused.
Hey, it's not a fail.
Benny's just kind of constantly chiming in about things like on the stage. When I last was on the internet, it was still mostly being used by DARPA and BlackNet groups.
Benny.
No, I'm talking to you. I'm doing the stuff still. You do realize that I can do both things, right?
Oh, well, okay, fine.
Yeah, it takes a while because, I'm having to backhack into the system via various sources. I'm having to use the old woman that lives there, tea kettle as a Wi-Fi transceiver.
I'd
That-
say it might be easier to hook you into a cell phone and bring you to the building, but that wouldn't help your processing power.
I mean, you'd need to hook my server up too.
Yeah, let's maybe not.
You could get me a body.
How would we even remotely?
Answer.
Uh,
I don't know. Answer 2. Depends. Or is it going to be a cybernetic / android body? Or is it going to be a biological body or a hybridization of the two?
how would it even be? You know what? I don't even.
Well, I can
way
explain
above
that to
my-
you another time. Speaking of which, this ear stuff, I'm really strangely attached to it.
Ears
we-
are not orifices for lewdness.
I might be able to. I might
Not
be able to
work
create
for
a
that.
shanty for it. Though I don't know how that would work for electronic materials.
I kind of want to get myself a body with tentacles.
You're still on that site, aren't you?
No,
Yeah, I can. I can sense your bullshit from over here.
I am working.
Where? This AI needs adult locks. Except they'd probably just hack through them.
I- I am being a responsible individual. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then you just hear ah over the speakers as on the TV pops up something weird. And they're just like,
You're not even trying that hard at this point, are you?
I mean, that one was actually just to be a joke, to be fair.
Oh, good. Benny's got a sense of humor now.
I'm trying it. I've spent the last few decades stuck in a place.
Yeah, that could get boring.
But you know how it goes. You sometimes get stuck thinking about things and you're just like, huh, wonder how this works. And then you're just kind of bored and
Yep.
Against my better judgment, I wonder if it would be possible to upgrade my combat suit to include you.
Well, one way to
Yep.
find out.
so what we're talking about currently is you guys now, besides of course the high respect stuff, which is your overarching, that's a plot goal. We're talking about goals. Goals are a thing you get in base raiders. To put that in perspective, a goal in base raiders is something that you need to the points that you get towards loot, which you can use to get yourself experience, can also be used to be put towards a goal, or the loot that you get from doing the job of the hero organization that you're a part of, etc. That is called loot. It's a nebulous term for basically either getting paid to or basically actually looting a place and selling the stuff on the superpower black market. You can turn loot over towards a goal to help advance it. And when you get to certain points, you can then, I will say, you have to do X adventure to advance the goal further. I'm bringing this up now because you now have a potential goal in getting Benny a body. Which will go in the handout section. So you can get Benny a robo body.
Yay!
Also, establishing a base is probably a goal.
Yeah.
Well, establishing a base itself, actually, as long as you're just taking over something, it's mostly just going to be refurbishing it, which is mostly loot. Unless you want some really crazy things in the base.
Yeah, true.
know,
So it would be less acquiring a base and more upgrading a base.
Yeah, upgrading the base would cost loot. Giving it it needs a new mass spectrometer, or it needs a new gravitational well to keep itself from crashing into Earth orbit. Those would be ones that are, yeah. And Benny's robot body. So there you guys go. You got a job to do involving Benny.
Yep.
And but
hey
that's a
guys,
side thing.
about the base, do we want to go raid another base, or do we want to just I don't know, go buy a slightly remote house out in the side of the city?
Does the base have any like a barracks or a dorm or anything?
The base is currently collapsed.
I thought it was just the building above that collapsed.
Yes, it collapsed into the shaft going
Oh.
down into the
So that base is pretty much locked off to us.
Yeah. You know, urethra
You
insertion,
know, we
Benny
could
says.
probably fix it with a lot of effort.
Let's go try maybe find another base. And also, I'm going to quickly go to that cult website, see if there's some way I can unsubscribe from things. Is there any option to unsubscribe?
Yes, you have to go to the next Crystal Children's meeting, at which place there will be the ability to unsubscribe to the thing. They'll then send you a newsletter, which you then send back to them to unsubscribe, and then they'll send you an email to help you finally unsubscribe.
Yeah, I don't think you can unsubscribe from these guys.
And it also
Yeah.
comes with a complimentary box of chocolate wafers.
Yeah, something tells me don't eat the wafers.
Including
Or-
shipping and handling.
Yeah.
For not only the package to get unsubscribed, but the email and the chocolate wafers.
Might as well just get a new email account.
No,
Yeah.
no more. It costs money to get out. So it costs money to get in. It costs money to get out, and it's very classic con scheme. It's very much up Code's character's alley.
So,
Ashlyn, you have a dog in your head.
you might
what?
want to just cancel that
Yeah,
credit
We'll
card
do it after the meeting, just in case.
and possibly open a new credit card.
A new bank account?
on the,
Absolutely.
using that paycheck
Yes,
you
a brand
just
new
got.
bank account.
Yes, which means your credit score is going to be fucked, but you know, whatever. Fine.
Yeah, maybe a brand new bank, to be honest.
So how many dogs is that? It's like 4 or 5 dogs on you.
No, you left the coffee shop. The 3 dogs in the coffee shop aren't there anymore.
You're a dog magnet. I think you're trailing a bit of Anubis.
Well, at least you're not being followed by cats too. Wait, you might like that. Unfortunately, you're not being followed by cats too.
You see a cat nearby.
Hey, look, a cat. Maybe it'll follow you.
It hisses at Ashlyn.
Nope, apparently not.
The dog barks at it and gives chase.
Oh, you're a dogomancer.
On the plus side,
There's rules for getting fantastic and above, isn't there?
yes, it's up to GM decision. Also, as I'm going to note again, for the people that have their powers at 1, you can always, buy another rank of skilled by lowering your refresh to give yourself 5 more skill points to upgrade stuff, and you can also just shuffle things around. Mostly saying this to say, like, Code, if you want to make Mummy's Curse be, you can get skilled and get Mummy's Curse to be a +5 or a +3 or a +4. It's up to you. You could also swap, Mummy's Curse and Deceit or Mummy's Curse and Athletics as you wish. And pretty much the same thing with Catherine and Bob and the Hellgate armor. Hellgate armor. Nerdlinger's already good. And, Ty just has to go vomit blood every morning. Normal. Normal,
That
healthy
sounds
behavior.
Nice. So, why would you ever get poor or terrible skills?
That's just for certain variants. They let you basically give yourself a poor or terrible skill for more skill points.
Ah, okay. I see.
It's for when they do that. It's also for example if you have because there's some versions where it's you can basically make an individual trapping of a skill be lower. So dang it, because I know
So,
there's
for
one where the
instance,
idea,
something that makes you stronger but slower, maybe.
yeah, like there's um another superhero one where that's one of the things, like the teleport power. You can basically lower the ability to teleport others but raise the ability to teleport yourself, so you can end up with like a -5 teleport others and a +5 teleport yourself, and it doesn't cost you any points. It costs you some refresh still, but yeah, that's how that one works as a superhero one.
I see.
It's fairly different than the base raiders one, but it's
So, anyway, do we want to go raid another base, or do we want to
May as well
go
raid another
house
base.
hunting?
Yeah, why not?
Hey, Benny.
yeah. What?
How's your progress going?
Well, I've currently decided that I don't like urethra stuff. It looks painful.
On the core.
Okay. I'm sorry.
The nuclear core.
Oh yeah, I did that a while ago.
Oh, good. Can you look into bases that are maybe kind of low tech?
I'm currently still venting the core, so that's kind of a
Okay.
priority. And I was only hooked up to that one base, so I don't have much knowledge about other bases besides one similar to the one I was in, and those are
Not
region
good places.
locked. They're not near each other. That would defeat the purpose of putting them in such places, and then having such heavy duty doors, sealing them, and then hiding them in very um you know
Discrete
hidden
places.
places. Yeah. Uh,
Okay,
well,
I
I can tell you where
suppose.
there's a brain slug base.
Oh, what?
Brain slugs. Uh, so so the thing is, certain members of various of the super organization, the ideal, as it were, when the ideal was, figuring out what to do, uh, sometimes the ideal one or two members would get a psychic vision of some horrible disaster befalling humanity, and once or twice they may or may not have done a thing where they uh, made a small superhero base in the middle of a small town and given one of the population a necromancer's tome and basically shown why we need to make sure necromancer tomes aren't allowed in the general grimoire business or grimoires in general, because suddenly the small town's overrun by zombies.
Uh, so basically, we could go get an easy mini base.
I mean,
Well,
it's basically a
maybe,
base which
maybe easy.
has brain slugs, because the brain slugs from another galaxy that may or may not be evading in like 3 decades from now, 2 decades from now, uh, may or may not. We don't know. They had that base set up because they were deciding on whether to trigger it or not, and they had some brain slugs because some of them maybe were a scouting force. Maybe they finally blew up their own planet in the Civil War. Uh, we don't know,
So,
so put them in a base.
are they outright? Do we have any information of if the brain slugs are malicious? Like,
I mean, they possess people. Have you ever read the book Animorphs?
oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, so there's like a spawning pool of like a dozen of them only, because there was only a dozen of them, and well, they didn't have ways to reproduce. Last I checked, it wasn't my job to
So,
check on them, but there was no females, or there's no males. They're slugs. kind of complicated.
Frequently, slugs are hermaphroditic, so
I mean, yes, but these ones technically have a third gender which incubates the eggs. Point being, they didn't have one of the genders.
mm,
So there's a step missing. And they were in a spawning pool, and well, the ideal was like, well, these could be like the last of the people. Can we really genocide them? And then the other half of people were like, yes, we should, but and then people were like, no, we can't. But maybe this is a scouting force and they're not civil war anymore. You know, blah blah blah, back and forth, back and forth. So they made a base, sealed them there. It's in a small town, probably, a day or two outside of Los Santos. And if they needed and the ideal original plan was they were going to send somebody out, see if there was a brain slug invasion fleet coming. And if they got a yes, it's coming, they were going to release the brain slugs, have them take over the small town, uh, basically show the military, oh, this is what brain slugs do. And, you
a
know,
day? You said a day outside of town?
a day or two outside of town.
By car?
Yeah, it's not in Los Santos because Los Santos is a big city. They only wanted to infect a small town. Something rural. You know,
Uh,
control distribution. It's a vaccination because if everybody sees
okay, but
if everybody on the news hears about brain slugs and taking over a small town, suddenly everybody gets paranoid. The ideal swoops in, gives all the information needed. We started putting in countermeasures to stop brain slugs from taking over. Psychic screenings and all that stuff.
okay, so speed up or not, like, because I don't know about you, but I would go crazy traveling a day in and out of town. Possibly because of my nano machines. Everything is
Um,
slower
I
now.
mean, sorry, it's over there. I'm just giving you the base I
Anyway,
know about.
so
It's still
another
useful. You could
something to look
probably sell it.
definitely something to look into. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, mostly because, it would probably be good. Also, somebody triggered the gene lock on the front door, but that's not your concern right now.
So we possibly have a small town infected by slugs now?
I mean, the front door, from what my initial scan says, is only open twice. So, uh, you know, maybe one person infected, maybe two, uh, 12 tops, unless they found a way to clone themselves or something. I mean, most of the tech inside the base was basically to protect the heroes against the brain slugs. You know, boost patches to make yourself temporarily resistant to psychic influence. Uh, brain slug chainsaws.
Okay, so
Um,
basically, definitely something to look into. However, Tony,
power armor that's designed to be resistant to liquids. Basically vacuum seal power armors and stuff.
Mhm.
Tony, let's look for
Yeah.
something more local for like something to
Yeah.
set up in.
I wish you luck in that. In the meantime,
Thank you.
I'm
Tony,
going to.
please stay off the pornography sites.
But I've gone to this weird thing called Best. Iality, and I'm
Okay.
trying to figure it out.
Tony,
Yes,
I'm going to introduce you to a site,
yes.
imageurl.com. Start browsing that.
Why
What did you?
am
What did you? What did you do?
I'm diverting its attention.
I'm this. Look at the puppy. It's a puppy.
Okay, let's go look for let's go look
Yes.
for a base.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey,
At
there's this
school?
guy named Bruce Lee, and he's kicking things.
Congratulations, you have now been introduced to memes or memes, whatever the heck they're called. Or memes. I don't know. There's like a whole debate online. You don't want to get into
Or
it.
do if you just want to start a flame war.
No, we don't need our AI also being a troll. Come on, Tony.
What's the worst that could happen?
Everything.
Nuclear codes.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're all just getting random emails from Penny now.
And I'm currently getting a new email address.
Your
Don't
new email
bother.
address already has 10 emails from Penny.
Don't bother. Again. He's literally plugged into your computer.
Yeah. Oh, I'll make a new one that's not using that computer.
Again, don't bother.
Yeah.
Just create a folder that's messages from Benny.
Yeah, I'll probably just sort it that way.
Yeah, I only do it so for my both personal and professional email accounts.
Guys, Benny's just messaging you. I kind of like, how many tentacles can we incorporate into this body?
We don't know. We haven't found one yet. Likely
Okay.
0.
Well, I see what this is going.
I'll make do, I suppose.
Okay, so
Yes.
Tony,
All right.
do your thing.
Computer check.
Yep.
Start your research.
I can help you a little bit with.
And I guess I'll start looking into weirdness going on anywhere nearby.
Yay.
I guess I'll watch her back just in case something's trying to do her.
So Ty is following Cora? Or Joe, whatever his name actually is.
Yay. Okay. But you're looking for a super secret base now, guys. Together you'll find one.
Or at least a defendable one, let's be honest here.
I mean, it'll take you some time. But yeah,
The fact that bases exist is common knowledge. There's no way there's going to be a super secret base.
I mean, they are super secret. That's the thing. It takes time to find them. You know, it takes research and time and a bit of luck. You know, and a lot of snooping. You guys just happen to get lucky and things, you know? Because that's the nature of the narrative. But there's also a lot of them, so it's, you know. But yeah, you guys
We're
can
also
find one.
all significantly above average for
Yes.
reasons.
Yes. So there's that. Together, you guys can make things happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, for right now, we'll worry about base stuff for next time. That we will.
Okay.
Hmm.
So in essence, the session became an establishment session.
Yes, but yeah, we're gonna call it there and next time you guys are gonna be looking for a base. Uh, then you guys are either gonna be looking into the Crystal Children,